Welcome back to the CIS Minor. We are going into our second map of what will be our upper bracket final. Now, one of these teams will directly qualify. They are through. They do not need to do anything. Well, they will have the final game. They will play for the money in the end. But more importantly, they'll get that qualification spot, and that's what everybody wants. Of course, I am Tom. Joining me will be Hugo. And we're going into overpass. And do you think it's going to be more of the same, all in? Are you going all in, or are you sticking with a little bit of your spirit?
I'll go in. I like that. I'll go all in. I'm confident they'll take the map after the performance in the previous one. Obviously, the mental game affecting spirit as well. You would probably find that to be a factor.
Only 4 rounds.
Yeah, I know. And I mean, this one, I think it'll be a little bit closer as well. I think Spirit are going to come in with maybe, obviously this being their map pick, maybe a bit more tactical play that we wouldn't see in All-In. All-In played very default. They played very well as a team, but nothing too special, which may come back to haunt them on overpass. But at the end of the day, I still think they will reign supreme. I imagine you're feeling the same.
But yeah, just the way that they played, it was a little bit odd. I do think that this is a good map, or should be a good map. I don't think they would have picked it over the Dust 2 if they didn't think that that was going to be the case. But it does look like they went, as we mentioned earlier, for possibly the more tactical of the two. And so they've not gone for their normal sort of Dust 2 play, and they're going to try and just win this off that tactical basis. Now, for starters, I think basically the criteria for Spirit to basically bounce back, they need to start strong. They can't have a slow start like they did last time. They really got just played out of that game in the first half because they lost a couple of really stupid rounds that they shouldn't have lost. And also, they never got Davkos on that AWP. Now, I don't want to just rail on that point throughout the whole game, but if you have probably your best player as your AWPer and he gets the AWP, twice on the T side, that's not good enough. You need to sort of play around that a little bit, especially if you're looking at the CT side of overpass. I think they need to have that AWP. We can, however, confirm that the knife round has actually gone to all in. Now, the likelihood means that they're going to be starting on the CT side. Yeah,
which is bad enough for Spirit as it is, obviously. Yeah. Maybe they're being on the T side on their map pick. They may have something up their sleeve, but at the end of the day, 90% of the teams will want to start on that CT side. It is favoured. It is going to be better. There is always potential for a double up as well that we could potentially see. I mean, they struggled to get one out in the previous map, so I don't know that too. But if they get off to a good start, we could see that. You typically see one up towards A, one up towards B. Playing B up who can fast rotate towards A and then having one down A long. There's lots of different things you can do on overpass. It's an interesting map, but yeah, as you said, the winner of this is going to be qualifying for the closed qualifier, offline qualifier for the ELEAGUE major, and also securing at least $15,000 as second place, and maybe the potential of getting 30 grand as well for first. But we will be heading into the pistol now, so this is a second map for those tuning in. All-In took the first, and oh my god, Mia, that's how you kick things off. Headshot onto Dima.
Yeah, nice start into this round. Of course, as said, All-In will be onto that CT side. We can see the bomb on that T side pushing out towards long. Mir's going to get another one. It will be back into trade. He had a pretty poor first game, so maybe getting off to a better start here will help him out a little bit. In terms of where the remaining Ts are playing, they have regathered together over towards that A side. They are going to be pushing around, but it seems like the read coming out from this CT side is very good, and a lot of that comes off the back of the push coming out from Chopper. He is already flanking all the way through the playground, going to go around towards Party and possibly even catch the bomb towards long, depending on how quickly he begins to move.
And this can allow the full rotation from the CT side. You can already see JR's going to be up with his teammates here. They're waiting for the push. He gets dinked, allowing his teammate to take the fight instead. And Hutch, he's going to just push right round, takes down Davkos. Cody does deny him though, so Bompon not going to be going down, but he does almost go in for more. JR does return though with just 10 HP, and that will be the round as well for All-In. So a nice start there on the CT side. Bombplant denies, which is also extremely important. So that means the third round buy will not be coming through for the Spirit side, but at least they can force up into this one if needed. I'd like to see Davkos just eco and save out for the AWP though.
Yeah, I think that's, well, it might be the idea, but I feel like he may purchase up at least a Deeg, because that's normally something that he likes to play with. So yeah, well, so not going to go for anything over the line, but he will just pick up that Deagle, which we saw already. Like he kept having the opportunity to get Kevlar behind his AWP, but would always seem to go for nades instead, which I don't know if I completely agree with. I think having utility on your team is important, but just like the amount of damage he took from nades alone was just ridiculous. Either way, JR, he has got off to a strong start. The scout will find the headshot onto Davkos, and he'll be out of the round.
It does really depend when it comes down to the armor on the AWP. On the CT side, you can kind of play armorless on AWP, assuming you don't want to go for a retake. But on T side, you pretty much need the armor over the utility, and you shouldn't really be the guy on your team to at least be the nade thrower when you're AWPing. That should be someone else. You should be going for the splits. You should be going for the aggression on the other side of the map. Maybe playing the entry role if needed. But no, that shouldn't be the armored. That shouldn't be the nade buying player.
A lot of SMGs currently on the side of the CTs. They don't actually have a single rifle in play. Not going to include the scout. Doesn't count. And we're going to wait and see whether or not that will bite them. Of course, lots of Tech 9s, only a single smoke, but they are edging their way over towards the safe zone. Now, I wonder if there'll be any sound cues for, well, not until he gets his head shot off by the looks of it. We will see the SMG picked up. JR is getting tagged down heavily. Now, he only has a scout to play with, so really, when it comes to close range, he is not going to be the most useful player in the world. Will be holding the angle, trying to make sure that nobody can come in from behind. Will be Kibakan. Is he going to get anything done? He will find one. That's not bad, considering the position. Nice shot from JR, very quick on the trigger for his scout, and that's going to be the 2v2.
Yeah, there's retake coming in already, but JR's going to get caught out in the complex tunnels down the CT spawn, and Hutch is going to be the last player alive here for the all inside. Trying to retake this one, but with only an SMG and a Tech 9, it's not looking great for him. He tags down Cold, again, no kit on his hand. He's got to get it done in the next 10 seconds, and I don't think he will, so it seems like the round will be going to Team Spirit. He's already given up. He's going to run back towards long, try and save this gun into the next round. Understandable in that position. Team Spirit played that one very well. I like the aggressive post plants as well, while JR did manage to catch off a couple of them. Yep, that's good for all in. But while JR did manage to catch off a couple of the scouts, still aggressive post plants into the CT spawn, especially when you're on the pistols, when you can kind of play that run and gun style, just back and forth up the stairs, around the corners. It's going to be greatly favoured over M4s in most situations, because obviously can't run and gun with an M4 in the same way. So I do like the aggressive post plants indeed. And that will allow Spirit to actually pick up a round, the second round on the board now, as we go into the third. And I imagine that All In would force buy into this one. That would make a lot of sense. But yeah, they will. JR saving for the AW, or saving on the Deagle, potentially for the AWP, and the rest of them are going to be going for the bite.
Yeah, already Coldy going to be starting things off. Mo going for a very aggressive push, but he's got support. And while it's not going to be paying off, Chopper looking for a bit more with the CZ, but not finding anything just yet. Is able to fall back, so not too much of a problem. Of course, the SMG was actually dropped by Hootie into the previous round, and he's just kept the Tech 9. Well, the SMG is now gone. And, well, so far, so good for the T's. They are going to fall back. They've realized the likelihood is the rotation has come in from the CT side, and for the most part, they are correct. There is only JR with his D currently over towards the A side. And this is just smart. You basically take the first couple of picks, you fall back, and just play a much more structured format to make sure there's no real way that you can lose the round.
And it lets the CT settle as well, and either decide to go for that stack or the split. And if there is a split, then All In are likely to have one or two players on the A site, and then the rest over towards B. So it's Team Spirit taking on less players if they push into a fully stacked one. But this time, it's B with all the players, and All In are going to be making the incorrect call. They will, I imagine, realise this in just a few quick seconds. And unless they want to go for this retake, they are probably going to save on the B site. And it seems like already a bit of a back off as these players want to give up on this round. Allow Team Spirit to take it. Nothing really too important if they do try and retake it. You do have JR, who's still in this one, but he only has a Deagle to play with, so it is understandable. Gets hunted down by Davkost. But Chopper and Hutchie, they are going to be saving, or at least attempting to. Cole, he gets shot in the face, though.
Okay, that's
Chopper,
a rifle.
Yeah, he gets himself an AK to play with. This is suddenly looking better for All In, but the damaging player, Sotfik, is going to be sneaking his way around the corner.
Yeah, going to go looking for the kill, and he will find Hootie as well. Chopper's the one with the rifle in hand at the moment. And he's got to try and keep this into the next round. It would be a nice little save if he could get it done. Of course, they are going to be surrounding him, knowing exactly where he is at this point, and coming down to the last few seconds, he will fall. So much better from the T side. They're able to retrieve both the rifles. It means that all they really lose is the UMP, and that's not going to be too much of a problem. And in terms of the amount of money left on All In, they are not going to go all into this round. They'll just have to keep with some pistols.
Yeah, JR already has almost enough for the AWP and the buy round upcoming, so he can technically invest, but he wants to save on the nades and the armor as well. So just going to fully go into this one with a PT-50 brought up on Hutchie, but the rest of All In just going to sit back and relax with their USPs. And Team Spirit already buying up this SMG, knowing that they are going to be able to at least spray down these armorless players. A force buy is just so unlikely into this round. It would just be the death of Team All In, especially after picking up the first map. They don't want to try anything stupid. They just go for the safe play, and they will be doing so. But the push into the B site here, Davkos is going to be leading the charge, and we have a lot of CTs to deal with. Mir actually does land one, but still traded out by Cold. He finds the head. Get back in as well. It's probably just going to be a bit of a spray down, but look at this position from Chopper. They don't check it. Finally, Tony turns back around on it. And Team Spirit, they're going to pick up a 3-1 here. It's All In. They will go for their buy round, AWP included.
Yeah, plenty of money, however, for the T's to do exactly the same. So we will see the AWP coming in for both sides. Definitely want to see how this AWP battle turns out. and whether or not Davkos will get off to a strong start. Done reasonably well so far. Of course, the break after the first round does make the scoreline a little bit misleading, sounding like we just sort of heard a little bit of team damage. It will be Dima being taken low, and Davkos, well, he's prepared. JR is going to fall, so saving all that money, all that time, and only 15 seconds lasted by JR.
Yeah, really nice start there from Spirit, and obviously coming back into this second map, they're looking already to take a fourth round on the T side if they can just continue what they're doing. And ALLIN losing the main player, or one of them at least, on their side, as we do see this push up towards the toilets from a couple of players, or they're splitting down the connector. They're likely to hear this, but the issue is, look at Chopper's position. Sotvik is going to be able to flank all the way around, clear out the A site, and he'll be able to spot him as well. Chopper just doesn't have the knowledge. There we go, shot in the back. That's going to be the backstab there, and Sotvik finding that kill, getting deeper into the A site. Cassandra's going to be unexpected, but it's not going to matter because Dima, he finds a headshot regardless. Now 2 players remaining, and they're just going to get whittled down one by one. It's all on Hutchie, and he's going to get chased down by Sotvik as well. You kind of expect that position, though, after he takes a player down an upper. Death cam as well, but for some reason doesn't turn around. And the round will be going to Spirit. A great start into a map that they really, really need.
Yeah, especially after breaking the first buy, it should guarantee them at least 5 or 6 rounds going into this first half on the T side, and that is already much better than what we saw on the previous map. And, well, one thing's for sure, we need to see some sort of response from ALLIN. They are going to purchase up a few pistols, but not too much armor behind it. Now, they are getting max loss bonus into the next round, so quite surprised to see such a small amount invested into this next round. But maybe they just want to make sure they have all the utility necessary, especially on a map like Overpass. You look towards the B side especially, like all utility is going to be so valuable. Monster, you can pretty much just nade that into oblivion to make sure that nobody's able to get through it, and the same can be said for short as well on the A site. When pushes come in later into the rounds, if you have a Molotov, it can be so valuable in slowing down plants.
But Team Spirit starting this aggression up long. We do have one pistol player, JR. He's going to have to play this close angle. It won't be favoured at a range of the PT-50, and they are probably going to walk into this one. Unlikely he can really get much. I imagine they're going to be clearing this angle, but it just depends if they even commit to this one. We do now have this bit of a stack from ALLIN. 5 players making their way up long, so this could be great. Flash goes in, JR going to land one, but Dima sprays down a couple more. They're still going for these shots, though. The CT have nothing to lose in taking these fights. Mir follows up, and Dima going to drop, but a 3v3, meaning that, well, the bomb is dropped in the CT's hands, but still the weaponry greatly on the favour of the Spirit side.
Okay, Davkos. Just nice little deke headshot to end one more. Hootie will be falling back just to try and find a new angle to take from, but Cody has come all the way around behind him, and it won't even matter. Get back and we'll be finishing this off. Now, it's probably going to be a tack pause of some sort after losing 5 rounds on the board on the T side. I feel like that would be a wise decision from ALLIN to make. They're going into a buy round as well. They should be able to have an AWP and whatever else they desire into this round in terms of utility. And, well, in terms of their players so far, Cassandra off to a bit of a slow start, but we are only 5 rounds into a potential 30, so there's still plenty of time for them to actually change.
Yeah, and I'm wondering really what they can bring into this one here. I imagine they're not too prepared on Overpass themselves. It doesn't seem like it after such a stunning lead, and already we see Spirit having pretty much the same amount of rounds as they did in the whole map on Train. So you'd like
they've one-upped it, haven't they?
Huh?
I think they've one-upped it already.
They might have. Was it 4 or 5 in the previous map?
I thought it was 4. I think it should have been. It should have been more than 5, but they got 1v4'd a couple of times.
Not too sure, but oh, you're gonna verify that for us, then. That's
yeah,
good.
Mind Palace.
Yeah, your Mind Palace, not HLTV Toro.
Never heard of it.
What do they got?
Just got a reload page. It was 4.
Ah, okay. So they have one up to. You're correct. So that's quite funny. And ALLIN are going to go for the buy now. They have JR on the AWP once again here. And we do have Spirit just making their way up towards B. There are 3 players clearing this water area. Chopper's going to be checking it. So if they all push out, there we go. He spots all their heads. I think they just caught him there, but he's still got the information and the whereabouts of these players. So they won't necessarily commit towards a B site now, knowing that the CTs have the information, and this boost can spot out barrels really well. There isn't a player towards that position. He is at least clearing that angle so they don't have to check it later in the round.
Yeah, I do actually like this little spot over towards the bars because it can actually cover the CT player quite well. So if they are pushing in here, they may not actually spot Hootie. So we'll see if that actually comes into play. They are fairly dedicated at the moment, but they do spot him. Takes a little bit of time. Hootie actually gets away with it for the first, but Davkost is there to trade both back. Already seeing the impact of this AWP, but he will be ended by Chopper. Finding himself 1, 2, and can he make it 3? Yes, he can. Goes big again on the site, leaving just Sopvik left to try and challenge versus 3.
Yep, we've seen him in these situations quite a lot. He's never really been able to benefit, but maybe new map, new Sopvik, but apparently not. Chopper shuts him down, 4 kills for him in that round, and that will finally be all in, picking one up. They're going to be able to benefit from that tactical pause, and their first buy actually going to be pulled out the bag. So let's see if they can continue this one. Obviously, we do have still money on the Spirit side, so it's nothing too bad here for the side of ALLIN, but 5 and 5. Lovely. I like that little overlay. That's quite cool there. You've got the quad kill little skulls there. But still, ALLIN back on the buyers is Team Spirit here. They're going to have the AWP back up again, I only imagine, on Davkost, and straight off the bat. Oh, okay, there we go. We're back in. We're going to see Team Spirit make their way up towards the A side with 5 players. This time not really putting any pressure on B. They do have a player in the connector to at least spill himself into water if needed, and maybe create a flank or a distraction for some rotation. But right now, with ALLIN with a triple stack on A, this might be the correct read.
Yeah, I'm hoping their tactics did go a little bit deeper than, hey, Chopper, can you kill everyone, please? But maybe there'll be a little bit more of a change. Of course, it can just be a slow in momentum or a reset for the players themselves, giving themselves a little bit of a break or spotting out any clear problems that they've had so far. But they will get themselves around on the board. Now, you have to remember, of course, if they lose this round, any loss bonus that they've gathered, they had a max loss bonus going into the round they won. Now they will be back to 1,400 if they are to lose this one. So good opportunity for Team Spirit to actually break them straight back again. It does look like they're close to hitting this A site, but you have to remember very quick rotations on the map, so they could just duck into connector at any point, go down the stairs, and they're on B. So it's not set in stone as of yet, although Team Spirit do seem to make an inkling as to where they're going very early in most rounds and don't really seem too keen on changing.
No. And they don't even have a player towards B, so they'd have to clear out the whole connector anyway if they change their mind. But this is some great entrying work. There's only 1 player on the site now, and Chopper is just going to get decimated there after tagging down Coldie. We have the bomb going down on the site, and Spirit, they pretty much guaranteed themselves 6 rounds. ALLIN not going to be able to go for this one. They have to save down in B water. And yeah, I mean, you could kind of tell Team Spirit were going to commit towards the A site regardless. If you were going to go towards B, you would send 1 player down towards the water probably, so at least later in the round, he could catch the rotations if it did come out aggressively from the CT side. But no, they were fully intending on committing to that site unless really something went completely off. But regardless, the round's going to go to them. They're going to, as you said, get the reset here. So the $1,400 loss bonus coming back in for ALLIN. That's going to be no money. They probably can't force up with 2 rifles. If they had 3, it would make sense. But they don't probably have enough cash in their reserves to commit to one. However, we'll see what they make the decision to be. They could get up 3 pistols and armor as well. Yeah,
it's actually quite a common thing, though. We mentioned the fact that I'd say most teams probably do leave a player over towards the other side just in case. It's quite a risky game to play for Team Spirit, because if somebody does go aggressive, they could easily have telegraphed that attack.
Especially on overpass as well, when you want to rotate through the connector, there are so many positions the CTs could be. They could be in water, they could be already pushed down on Monster and actually come into connector through the T-spawn.
Or just in the connector already.
Yeah, by the stairs. Look at all these angles there are left and right, and you don't want to be with 15 seconds left rushing down B and having to focus on clearing all these spots. You want to have your teammate down there going, guys, it's clear, we can just run straight into B. So yeah, very typical on overpass. Obviously not this time, and we don't see the force from ALLIN as well this time.
Yeah, this is going to come down to Murray. Manages to find 1. He does have Hootie nearby, but well, they now know where that rifle is. If I was the T side at this point, this is where I would go for somewhat of a rotation, but they seem more than happy to just keep challenging this rifle. The bomb, however, is making its way back towards Playground. I think they have spotted at least 2 players over towards the B side here, so just from a sort of common sense perspective, 2 or 3 minus 2, well, that only equals 1 maximum that can be on the A site. Yeah, that's top quality maths for you there, and well, they should be rotating, as you can see, all the way through long, and this should be a nice easy round from here on out for Team Spirit.
Timing from outside, just looking away and then getting peaked, but yep, 7 rounds is looking likely here, and right now this is the complete opposite of the previous map on Train. We saw the T side the T side have a pretty dominant side on the side of ALLIN, so not expecting Spirit to come back and be able to reset this well, but they are doing a very good job of it so far, as they almost get quad amount of rounds that ALLIN have, and they will be slowly closing in on that target as well. But we're likely to see a buy from ALLIN coming into the upcoming rounds. I'm not too sure if they're going to have the money just yet. Their loss bonus still being quite weak here, but they may have a bit saved. Yeah, they'll have about 4k next round, so a buy's potential. There's a potential for a buy, sorry, but I'm not too sure if they will actually commit to it. I can't imagine them ecoing though, so Quasi or a buy is likely to come out here. And yeah, 3 to 5k, it's going to be the Quasi.
Yeah, the only thing with this is it pretty much guarantees the half for Team Spirit, which is a really scary prospect when you're only on round 10.
Yeah.
And you look at the money they have, the lowest amount of cash they have is 7,600. So they could have at least 2, maybe even 3 more buys, even if they had to lose these rounds. And even if they were, then they'd have the loss bonus building up and probably just be able to buy for the rest of the half. So this is not a good scenario for ALLIN to be in. Even some of their sort of better players, the players that we highlighted in the previous map, have gone a little bit quiet. We haven't seen Cassandra or Mer sort of having those impactful kills that we were looking towards in the previous. Chopper's had a moment, at least one, to win them around, but as said, mentioned it at the time, not really a strategy, and that tactical pause isn't looking too good at this point. Either way, we will see a rifle picked up. This is going to be the pounce from the T's, however. They've realized the positioning of the majority of the players. There will still be JR here, but they're going to go pushing into long.
Bit unnecessary from Mir to get so aggressive, knowing there'll likely be a player around that position. But now we will see this A-side take. There's obviously one towards short that's going to be Hudge, and he will be able to at least round one. That's going to be the trade there from Sotfik. Still 2 players on the CT side that are going to be on the site. We do see the 1D coming out from Hutchie, and now Sotfik and Tony Black, the last 2 players left alive. It's going to all be on Sotfik. He has to pull out a 1v3. Again, only armor on Chopper here, so Cassandra is going to be easily taken down if he can able to find the frag. It is a Caesar 75 though, and there we go. That's going to be the round to the CT side. They actually somehow take it. That's very, very unknown. Unexpected, sorry. But Mir, still, looking back at that frag, he gets the kill on Connector, and then he pushes up the ladder, even though he's back into the T-spawn where the Ts are going to be. So, really unfortunate. If he had armor, it would have made a little more sense, but
Even still, it's a bit of a weird play. But yeah, Hootie stepping up with the dig. Of course, as mentioned, it doesn't affect the T's too much. I think, well, maybe putting it down to a little bit less in terms of the amount of buys they can get in a row, just because it was a sort of one round that they win. But the biggest problem now, again, the CTs are on for another reset, so they have to capitalize on this one. They start off with a very aggressive push. 3 players over towards that B site, making a pronged attack. The other will have been Hootie just waiting on the site in case anybody rushed down Monster. However, there was nobody to be found. Only really, well, 1 player, and that would be Kabakan all the way back, just in case they tried to push into T-spawn. I think I'm all for a little bit of aggression, but I think that's a bit too much.
Talking about aggression, JR is going to be ready and waiting with Cassandra as well, supporting that from the toilet door. Spirit, if they walk into this one outside a connector, it could be very dangerous. Demon's going to get the timing though, jumps into it. JR misses a shot, and now Cassandra, at least player trying to defend him, goes down and all in. They are going to start to lose players one by one. Spirit do have a bit of damage on their side to be worried about, as well as on Sotfik, but still, they've got the man advantage, and that's the most important factor here as they start to head in towards the B site. You can see this is very different here. They set the players outside of A. They had a bit of B control though to rotate back in, and 1 player outside of long on A to rotate back into the A site. It was more of a default, a split, and you could really go wherever they wanted after they found that pick. But Mir, he's going to have to hold off long here. He gets fully blind, and Hutch, he tries to get more than 1, but only going to be falling after the first. 2 more players left from ALLIN. I can only imagine a save once again from these CT guys.
Yeah, already straight back on the back foot. JR looking tempted. Maybe just trying to find a pick quickly, and then they may change their mind. They do still have a kit onto Chopper, and they actually look like they're about to challenge this. That will be the kill that ends it all, though. Chopper going down, the kit lost, and, well, you can just tell from this point onwards that JR is just looking for an exit frag, and wow, Sotfik, way too quick on the trigger, manages to hit the headshot, and that is going to be it for team of ALLIN.
That should not have gone through, but okay. Great bullet. And ALLIN, not a lot of money. If they saved those 2 rifles, that would have been a really good buy coming out into this round, but it's not looking like it's going to be the case here. They've won with pistols, but can they win with this? I'm not too sure. MP9 is going to be on Cassandra, but CZ still on Mir. So yeah, not the best buy we've ever seen from ALLIN. Still not the worst, and they are going to be set up with the AWP as well, which is one, I guess, positive in a dark situation, but JR is going to be over towards that B site as well, so just a bit of a peek down. Do we actually have 0 players on A right now? It looks like it. The only player is going to be Cassandra, so already playing for retake. A bit of a stack. Chopper's going to rotate back up, but he will be alone on this site, and already Team Spirit, I mean, technically they could have taken it by now. They are going to be playing a very slow default, but this is really, really weird, although economical management not going to be very well done by Team Spirit, who go for the Mac 10 on Davkos, expecting the eco. That is going to be misguided.
Yeah, I think that's based off the fact that they actually kill every single player in the last round. You have to wonder what the sort of buy would have been if the two players had survived the push from Cassandra.
Why?
It's just sort of wasted. He had a close range position as where the MP9 would have been at least slightly viable, but no, he goes for the peak, tries to take it long range. I don't really see a scenario where he wins that unless somebody's not paying attention at all, and because of that, he's going to go down early on, and well, Davkos with a minimal upgrade from the Mac 10 to the MP9.
Such a pointless peek there. If you wanted to play for the information, you can easily just bait out a peek by just using your knife and just ADing until someone shoots, and then you go, okay, there's a guy down there, there's two guys down there, whatever. You don't need to run out and fully commit to a gunfight there and likely lose the man advantage, especially when you have that close range weapon, as you mentioned. But now Team Spirit, they're going to head into this B side. There's a triple stack going on, so some potential for ALLIN, and that's going to start off nice. Hutchinator and Mir both going to pick up a frag here, but the trades will come in. That's only going to be Sotvik, though, and Cody dropped. Mir as well finds Sotvik, Dima, and Sotvik and Dima will drop as well to JR. Somehow ALLIN pull that one back, but still.
That was weird. I have to say that Team Spirit, I'm not really sure why their strategy was try and flash through a smoke and just run straight in. I feel like that's a bit of an odd way to try and play the game, but at the same time, well, it's worked for them in other rounds. They've got 8 rounds on the T side, so they're still standing strong. We do have the buy coming up for both teams. This time Davkos will not be with an SMG, but the MP9 has been purchased by Cassandra once again. Hoping he won't go for any ridiculous peaks this time. Chopper, okay, he's going all in. He's going to go for the flash, and he catches them with their backs. And that's going to be a nice couple of kills for him, stepping up again in this round. And well, that's the bomb down in water. Not the easiest place to defend it from, but it will be down, and he's throwing out the smoke.
That was perfect, though. Kabakan was setting up a flashbang, so these two players, that's why, so they could enter the water. That's why they had their back turned. And Chopper, obviously, I wouldn't go as far as saying he expected it, but he's going to be able to clear it very, very well there. So round is pretty much in the hands of ALLIN. It's all on Sotvik to come back into this one. But it seems like the few rounds that ALLIN have gotten have typically been on the back of one big play. And for example, Chopper, you know, that 4K round he got a few rounds ago, the 3K now. You can't rely on one player to step up massively in order to just win rounds. That's not a good dynamic for a team. And I mean,
especially on the CT side.
Yeah.
CT sides, that's actually a level of insanity, because at least with T's, say you have, well, for example, Apex on fire, it would just keep pushing into a site, taking a few kills, and that wins you a round. But to have someone defending, it really relies on them pushing into that player. Will be another triple kill coming up for Chopper. I think, well, so that's 2 rounds where he's got 7 of his 10 kills. So a little bit of an up and down player at the moment, not really consistently able to do this damage, but it was a little bit of luck that goes his way. This was a nice little shot, though, taking down Davkos on the AWP.
Yeah, so either way, round going to be gained from ALLIN, but at what cost, to be honest? The buy's still going to be able to come out from both teams, and I imagine we will be, yeah, tactical pause. That's fair enough here. Spirit, I mean, they are winning quite heavily. That's the thing. I find it surprising that Spirit are going to call out a tactical pause when they're 8-4 up. So, what are your thoughts?
That's quite interesting, especially when it comes to like the end. I wonder if they get 1 pause per half. If that's the case, then fair enough.
Yeah.
If not, then that's a bit weird. I feel like that could be a bit of a waste, especially if things go wrong later on. But a couple of rounds now where they've been backwards and forwards and they haven't really done too much. So maybe they're just going to try and call something on the fly and come up with something a little bit more interesting. Also, I wonder how their money situation is, because we have had a few backwards and forwards rounds now where the T's probably will have taken a hit. Whether or not they're actually broken, no, they are not. It's probably going to be the next round. So that may be why the tactical pauses come in. Also, getting a 10-5 half, that would be pretty wonderful. Cassandra is going to go for the party boost. It's such a common play. That's why we see the flash going straight through the smoke. It's really one of those ones where if you see that smoke going down, you should pretty much be throwing a flash or a nade in there anyway, just to stop the peak.
The double ult, though, is an interesting setup from ALLIN. Bringing this one in is going to change something up. We did talk about this a little bit in the pre-game, but Cassandra is going to be playing over towards that B site as we... oh, sorry, no, over on A.
Yeah, no, they got double up on A. That is,
yeah,
that's ballsy.
That's a bit risky, especially you usually have like a player in toilets and a player supporting either outside of the short area or also up towards the long. You don't typically have a double up on A, so that was why I kind of made the assumption that he was over towards B, but no, apparently not. So let's see how it works out either way. We do have a rotation back in. Chopper's going to be on the A site, which may be the right call to make right now, as the bomb is going to be making its way up towards long here for Team Spirit as they start to aggress on this position.
Oh, look at the push. The CTs are going to try and get into this corner.
This.
Now, this corner is pretty much only viable when you have an AWP defending it. I don't like it otherwise because it's pretty much a one-done situation. That's a really aggressive push coming out from Chopper, but he's done it again. 2 rounds in a row where he's just gone huge. Headshots galore, and he has done exactly what was needed of him. Stepping up once again, getting himself another triple kill. Coldy is now going to try and fight things back, but he is all alone. Tactical pause not working out, and that will be a 6th round on the board. Very nice stuff coming out from Chopper.
Well, a tactical pause is not going to help you account for that kind of aggression. What a massive round. Chopper, we keep mentioning it. You can't have the catalyst of you winning a round just to be one player, but apparently you can this game because he's got himself 2 3K rounds, a 4K round, and they have been some of the few rounds that they have won. 3 out of 6 rounds have been just because of Chopper there. But look at this massive performance from him.
That was just a read as well, because the last 2 times we've seen him have highlight plays, they were both on the B side. So he just switched up for this round and went aggressive over towards Long with the support of those AWPs. And more going into the last round of the half, it's just going to be some Tech 9s. Plenty of utility at least, so they can use it as clearing force. And I wouldn't be surprised to see a B hit at all. Not just because of their positions, but because of the buy in general. It just seems like a much smarter decision to just basically use all this utility to get yourselves in. But now, underway, nades being thrown out. We will see the T's pounce soon.
Yeah, Mir just waiting for the angle. The Molotov does go down. He gets flashed in the process. Overhutch opens things up with the first kill on the CT side. Trades are not going to come in, but finally Kavalkan is going to land one, but Chopper just spraying down the last 3. Again, 3 kills for him. I want to see his KD after this round because that is absolutely massive from that last player. And, well, that's going to be the half secured, only just in the favour of Team Spirit. And while they did get, obviously, the round advantage in terms of getting an 8-7 half, those last 3 going to all in is quite dangerous for Team Spirit. And they should definitely be worried about that going into the second half.
Yeah, momentum.
16 and 8.
Yeah, nice. Oh, well done on the maths.
It's only 16 divided by 2, Tom. I can do basic maths. Nothing confusing.
Yeah, a nice little comeback towards the end. They've made it possible after what was a pretty poor start coming out for the CT side. So it's not over just yet. Of course, I do think that a pistol win will help them out because basically if they can deny Davkos getting onto that AWP on the CT side, I do think that's going to be a big impact for them. Of course, a much better start from Team Spirit, and now they do go onto the favoured side of the map with a round lead. So overall, the half still goes very well.
Yep, so good stuff indeed, and we will have Dima already taking that beat down connector, but look at this aggression on the CT side. This is going to be punished to the extreme. Hutch does get one, but we do see Davkos coming back in with a refrag. Hutch, what a shot! That is going to be another kill in the favour of the T side, and Mir coming out of the connector to try and pincer Coldy with the addition of Hutch, but he is going to be flanked finally. He's got to be aware of this one, but you can already see Dima, what is this? Rotating back through the B side, not even, through the T spawn, sorry, to the B side, not even trying to take down Hutch, and now the bomb going down on the site for all in. They do get into their post plants.
We are going to see JR going down. CT side looking for this retake now. Decent position from Chopper, but doesn't able to cover off the bomb from there and really probably should have waited. It's not going to happen now for Hootie. He's going to get taken down and, well, that's going to be a nice easy defuse in the end for the CT side. So may have started well, but Team Spirit will still get that pistol on the board now. Well, of course, with a bomb plant, we are just going to see a few pistols purchase up, not investing in this at all, really, just trying to get themselves a little bit of extra. And wow, Kashandra currently 2 and 11, having a pretty poor game overall. And he was one of the players that did have some pretty decent plays over on Mirage, just not a map for him.
Yeah, all in. Just faltering on that pistol round, surprisingly, after getting a nice couple of picks. And that will be a really good play, at least from Team Spirit, to get that retake going for them to give themselves the pistol. And now, obviously, the Ecos all in start to run up towards the A site right before this buy round. The PT-50s are going to be good at close range, but they need to get into that close range first. And these rifles from Team Spirit, they've got a triple stack on the A site. A close range SMG, Davkos is going to be on that. On 2 players back off towards both the truck and the stairs, ready to take these engagements. This is going to be the perfect setup that Team Spirit have for this push from all in, and they're going to walk right into this one. Mir, he is going to be the first to take the angle, but Sophic trying to clear it, getting the information, actually takes down the first player all in. They are going to lose 2 players straight off the bat, and this is just going to be the follow-up as well, I can imagine.
A lot of damage being done, and well, nice spray down coming in from Sophic to finish things off. So 10-7, Spirit looking a little bit stronger, to say the least. And they are going to likely have a buy coming up for the T side in this round. Of course, they saved after getting that bomb down in the second. allowing that extra 4K spread out between the players. Utility still lacking quite a bit, but they do have 3 smokes to play with. I'm waiting to see whether or not they can make these AKs work. But coming up against them, it is going to be nigh on a 4-buy. Of course, the Famai in play, but mainly M4s.
Yeah. And all in, they are going to be sending Cassandra very fast up towards the B site. He's going to be jumping out of the connector right after the smoke goes down to take down Coldie. So nice man advantage already going to be found. The lack of AWP is not appearing to be a problem with them, but the utility may just be they have a decoy and a flashbang left on them after expelling pretty much everything here. So it's going to be quite hopeless in terms of trying to smoke off or flash himself into a side at this point. Chopper's going to be the only man to do that, so he has to save that. He can't afford to waste it. He needs to use it to at least get a pick onto a CT player here. Team Spirit to have a boost over towards the A site while they are focused on B on the T side. This is still going to be a lot of information that Team Spirit can harbour and at least call it. It's likely going to be a B take. You can see they clear out long, and now I imagine one player will rotate because they go, okay, no one's peeking long, no one's peeking short, and you can already see Davkos is going to be ready to rotate instead, but they just hold them on the A side. This is very brave here. They've really not spotted a single person. On the other side of things, Team Spirit are spotting multiple players over towards B. This is really taking their time, but finally, D-Mate is going to start to make a bit of an engagement.
There will be a couple of trades coming back. Still man advantage over on that T side. And while is going to catch off the rotator, this does mean that they're going to go splitting back towards the A side. Now, this is quite risky. There's only 30 seconds left on the clock. If the bomb gets dropped, the round is likely to be over for the T side, so there is an opportunity for Spirit to still hold this one back, but there's a lot of aggression coming in. It will be Sophic to find one, looking to push back into the site. The bomb will be planted, plenty of time left on the clock in the end, and Chopper is going to find another one. It's all down to one man. Sophic finds one, looking for the second, doesn't quite manage to connect. They know exactly where he is at this point. And JR just going to go rotating in, and there's the flank from Cassandra to finish things off as well. 2 players survive. T's make this early buy work, and while I don't think the CTs can realistically buy into this one, but pistols will come up.
Nice double peek there to clean up the round for the T side, and now they are looking like they may be able to contest this back to an equal scoreline. As you mentioned, the eco from Team Spirit is going to pretty much bring them to 9 rounds now, so 9 to 10 potential to even take the round advantage, as Team Spirit will be buying up after this one, so we'll be seeing how that one goes, obviously, but the push up onto the B site may be walking into a bit of a stack. 3 players in play here. Hudsley going to be starting this lead. We'll be able to spot out the first player, but still no kill coming through. This counter smoke just to hold him off for the time being, and Kabakan is going to be playing very close to that. So if they don't clear that angle, or at least flash himself in, this pistol is going to be great at close range. Just one shot for a headshot at that kind of range, and he does have armor to support, meaning that aim punch is not going to be a factor to take into account.
Yeah, definitely. Always potential with these pistols. I don't think that's any doubt. Almost loses his life, though, with that peek. I think if that was Shroud, he probably would have lost his head. I've seen that clip about 50 times on Reddit, but there you go. We'll still get one. Coldie is going to be taken down, and this leaves just Sophic and Davkos to try and fight something back. The USP tag team, and, well, I don't really see this one happening, but Sophic's still going to manage to get one, causing a little bit of damage, gets himself an AK. Hello, maybe there's an opportunity, but Cassandra, he's going to deny that one. Davkos going to be peeking out aggressively, and he'll be taken down as well. So 10-9, ALLIN will manage to bring this back to a closer scenario, but now we will get to see the buyback up. The extra money onto Sophic will enable Davkos to get the AWP, and I'm expecting an aggressive push from him at the beginning of the round.
Definitely likely here. If he peeks up towards the A site, there's always something to do there. You can jump into B water and just do that little surf on the side of the wall to get yourself into that kind of peak. But straight off the bat, we only see Sophic moving fast forward. Oh, sorry, Davkos. Going towards B. He's going for that fast peak on B, it seems. He's going to be working his way into water, but nothing going to be presenting itself for a pick here. Sophic backs off after not being able to find anything either, and he is going to be a solo A player for the time being, it seems. He does have Tony.
This is such a risky peak.
Yeah. But he does have support. You can see there is Coldie to hold off the connector, so at least they can't really push out of that position. He is going to get away with his life. But the thing is, if you peek that late, the T's can already be out. So he could literally be facing them about a foot away, and that could be the death of him.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of that peak, but he does get away with sort of rotating away from that position. Not really sure what that Molotov achieved, but...
Trying to clear out that back corner, I think.
Yeah, I feel that's, I don't know, it's a bit of a waste. Like, I guess. I'm not particularly a fan of that Molotov, especially when they only have one more. It seems like a little bit wasteful. HE not going to do anything either, so some interesting names being thrown, and Demon's going to start things off. Now, ALLIN, they have won a couple of rounds, but you have to remember there's still not booming on the cash themselves. AWP of Davkos will be sitting towards the back of the site. I'm going to rotate back into bank, in fact. Push coming back into B will just be Cassandra, sort of making a bit of noise as the remaining players will go out onto that A site.
Yep, nice shot though from Sotfik. Was not expecting that with the Famas. Does take down Mir. Davkos as well, supporting with the AWP. And there we go. JR comes back into the site with a kill of his own, but it's still a 2 versus 4. They're going to have to hurry up and pick up this AWP. But Davkos going big again. He does get taken down from Cassandra. So a good trade there, but the bomb is yet to go down. As long as he can get it to at least guarantee them some money, it could be good. But he's actually not even going to commit. The flank works for Dima and Team Spirit 11-9. We don't see the equal scoreline just yet.
Yeah, it will be the CT side getting themselves back into it. They should have saved the AWP, which was a pretty big avenue in that round at least. I think it always is going to be. Davkos is a pretty huge player in this game at the moment. I'm still waiting to see how much money is actually left on the T side, and it is not good. They have 2 rifles, a couple of pistols, and an SMG. Davkos does have his AWP back in play. No head over onto Dima, so they do have a little bit of an avenue to take someone a little bit more easily than previously. Flashbang will come out, actually catches Coldy, but should allow them to have a little bit of a peek towards Monster, while the remaining players, well, they're around water and still chilling over towards toilets as well.
Yeah, and the first engagement going to come out. Sopvik, as usual, getting aggressive this time with the M4, but he's going to back off after throwing out that smoke. Thing is about that smoke is if you don't really play if you do play close to it, sorry, you can easily flash yourself through or get a little bit aggressive there, but he's not going to choose to do so. Instead, the aggression will come out on Dima's side, and JR and Chop are going to be dropped over towards the B site. The bomb found, and Cassandra rotating back in to try and grab himself the AK off the body, but Dima's going to deny it once again here. There's 2 more Ts for him to line up and shut down. Amir going to walk into it. That's another for Dima. It's like shooting fish in a barrel for him, as only Hutch is going to be left alive. The reload has to come in eventually, but Hutch going to cross and grab himself a gun to play with, but still not a lot of chances for him in this round.
1 versus 5. Dima will spray away and get the quad kill. So stepping up in that round, at least second half, he's 9-2 at the moment. So definitely having a much better time. And well, it is starting to get down to crunch time in this second map. Looking like Team Spirit definitely have the advantage at this stage. Winning the last couple of rounds will give them a decent amount of economy built back up, and the Ts will of course be struggling at this stage. We didn't see a goodbye in the last round, so expecting to see very, very little invested into this one too.
That is looking likely, but as we wait for us to go back to at least the score, the screen, we see the pistols are going to be rushing up towards this A site where Davkos is ready and waiting. He fires off the first with the AWP, bit of support as well from Sopvik. Molotov, oh no, his teammate going to save him there as Davkos lands another headshot. Tony Black, or I don't know, he's known as Kabakan, will start to clean up. And Team Spirit 13-9, it's looking like they're ready to close out this map. If ALLIN don't pick up this buy round, it may just be over here. So it's going to be quite scary now for this T side.
Yeah, and well then, of course, we head on to Dust 2, and that is where things really do get interesting. A good map for Team Spirit, but at the same time, well, I wouldn't count out the mixed team at this stage, so you never know. It's not over yet. However, the Ts, they have been doing okay so far. I suppose they've only got 1 round actually onto, no, 2 rounds on this T side as of yet. And we'll wait to see whether or not they can turn that into a third. Looking for push. They're taking quite a bit of connector control. There are going to be bullets spammed through the side. Taking quite an aggressive hold once again. They're going for this peek from Davkos. There are a few players actually coming in from Monster, but they are going to throw a little bit of a fake nade over the top to make sure that he isn't holding the angle anymore. Door open, but the timing shot will come in from Davkos. But in the meantime, we see the loss of him, and Mur takes down Sopvik in the meantime as well. So a man advantage coming in for ALLIN. They are going to now just fall back, try and utilize this. There's no reason for to go for anything more aggressive. However, Kabakan will peek towards long and bring it back to a 3-on-3.
Yeah, he's going to try and follow up as well with a Molotov going in deep. Hutch decides to back off, wait for his teammates to support, but meanwhile Chopper, obviously the man of the hour, going to be entering up towards this site, takes down Dima. Now Coldy wants to rotate back in, but he's going to be cornered off here. Just jumps straight into the site. This is very brave knowing he doesn't have a teammate to support, but he's still going to continue to push, try and put this back into a 2-on-2, but not going to be allowed to. Denied by Chopper, and it's all on Kabakan as he starts to rotate, but I feel like he's already going for this save here, moving towards the T-spawn. He's only on 40 HP, an AK and a kit. Just wants to save this one, and ALLIN. They are actually going to pick up a 10th round, but it was looking very close at one point. Now they can start to contest themselves back into this map, but still the Team Spirit are going to be able to go for a buy in the upcoming one, meaning that it's not all over here for the ALLIN side. Yeah,
I do think there comes a thin line between bravery and stupidity. because that was a very risky play to make. They could have tried and challenged it as a twosome, but instead he tries to jump in and deny the bomb plant. Unfortunately, there were a couple of players there, so goes for the big play, ends up with a death. We'll see what sort of buys are coming back into the next round.
You can make an argument for either way, though. The whole point he went in, if it was a 2v2, that would just be a stupid play most of the time. But because it was a 3v2, he was trying to get it back in and put it back into a 2v2. If he found the pick, he would go for it. If he didn't, then they would save one gun. So it's kind of understandable. Line. Yeah, it's you can make an argument for both ways. I think everyone would have a different opinion on that. But this time, all in, they are going to be on an SMG. I'm not sure if that's a money issue, more decision, not anticipating the economy here.
Cassandra seems to do that quite often anyway. If they do take a hit, it is normally him being the one to take it. Either way, decent buy coming up for both teams. Mer will be entering onto the site. All in starting things off strong. The smoke will fall, but if anything, that just gives them a chance to fall back and retreat into the latter stages of the round. But it's looking like they're willing to challenge this one. They're going straight out monster. Molotov will fall in. Cody's forced out of position, but they forced him out and then just not taking him down. Hootie will eventually trade that one out and actually grabs a second as well. Get back and through the smoke, but he's caught by Chopper. Not this time, buddy. And Davkos, well, he may have his AWP, but he's not taking it versus 4 players. He'll have to just fall back and save in this round.
That was so close there. Almost could have been around for Team Spirit. Kabaka with a great angle there. But what the hell was Mir doing on long? He had his back to the site.
I don't know.
Was he waiting for a flash?
I think it was just a bit of a weird, like, if you Molotov a position, then you should check to see if anybody comes out. That was just a really confusing play to make. But luckily for him, his teammates are on point. Hootie finding a double in that round. And Chopper will finish off the player pushing through smoke. So not going to happen anything yet. They're just going to close the door on Davkos. They don't have a huge amount of cash built up yet on this T side. And although it would be nice to remove that AWP from Davkos, who could be a sort of big catalyst player in the next round, I think it's more important that they just keep their economy strong.
It seems that will be happening. They have a fair amount of money. Hopefully won't be having any more SMGs up into the next round as they do build up a good economy, at least on JR, for example, with 7k on him, a couple of others on 6 and 5k. So all in, they're looking like they could really bring this one back to a fairer scoreline. But Spirit have built up such a huge bank from that streak of rounds they did have. So this will be, however, their last buy if All In do take it, but it's still going to be a fairly decent one. They have full weapons as well, and nades on all the players apart from Coldie, who's only going to be down on a smoke, and a couple of kits as well. So nothing to be scared about here for the CT side, but All In, they are going to be bringing a fast fight once again.
Yeah, we're looking to see whether or not Davkos can make an impact in these sort of early round positions. It will be Coldie to find the first kill. They've made that same peak a few times now, so it seems like Team Spirit have actually learned from their mistakes. They're going to be ready for it, and they will find the early pick. So now we can see whether or not All In are going to be able to fight back from a detrimental position. Most of the time, they have been stuck with a man advantage when they've won their rounds, and normally Team Spirit have been pretty good at finding the trades. Of course, anything is still possible in this round. It is only a 4 versus 3, and they still have utility to play with. And well, with Chopper on the board, I'm not going to count them out just yet.
Yeah, Dima in a great angle as well, so they may walk into this one. The flash actually going to work out, though. Chopper gets the entry, he needs to follow up, and he will. That's going to be Mir to get the kill onto Coldie. It's only 3 players left for Spirit. They're going to start to crumble, but 2 low HP players on the D side means this is definitely not over just yet, but it may just be. Cassandra peeks out, he takes 2, and it's all on Sotvik. He's pushed himself deep in the site, and he may be able to spot out 1, but he's going to be able to...
No.
Oh no, this is just too late. He shoots a little too late, and JR's going to be able to catch him out. He was clearly waiting, biding his time, so he could sneak back into the site, but Cassandra's going to spot him out, and JR taking the kill as well. All in, they have brought this one back, and it's going to be 1 round away from an equal score, with Team Spirit not having enough to buy.
They're throwing it away. They are. They're throwing it away after what was a decent T half and a good start to the CT side. They've somewhat allowed All In back into this one. We will see a MAC 10 coming up onto the T side as they will look to make themselves some cash. Now you have to remember All In did take the first map, so if they are to lose this one, or if they are to win this one, I should say, they are going through. They'll get themselves into the final of the tournament as well, which is for the cash. But more importantly, these guys will get to go to the qualifier for the major. And I think that is what everybody wants to be doing. It's always nice to get yourself the money, but to play in the major, that's going to be the dream. Either way, we have a couple of kills coming in for the CT side. They're not going to make this one easy. Davkos is going to pick up the AK as well. And I would quite like to see that thrown over to Kabakin if that's possible, because he does actually have Kevlar behind him.
Uh-oh.
Never mind. Kabakin's actually going going to fall as well. And, well, never mind, Coldie is gone. So cleaning things up all in. They will keep themselves with... Oh, you absolute melt.
Luckily, they do have enough money, so it won't impact them just yet. But that could come back to haunt them. I'm just saying, wow, how do you do that?
Why did he even pick up the MAC-10 in the first place?
Oh, yeah, guys, let's bring this $1,000 gun into the next round instead of a $3,000
gun. Whoops, I need my AK.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's broken, though. If you E is just a broken button in this game. But still, why would he even try and attempt that? What's the point? You really like the skin on the MAC-10, clearly. Oh, still, that round looked quite scary for a second. Team Spirit had a 4v3, and they almost picked up 2 rifles, but unfortunately they did go down there to the all-in side, meaning we are going to be back into another round. And all-in, again, the mad advantage found very early on. That will be Chopper.
And this time it's actually sort of handed to them. A peek from Coldie is going to be punished. Tries to find out some information, but you peeked into the wrong guy, buddy. Chopper has been on fire throughout this game, and he is continuing that, not only with finding quite a few frags, but also the impact of them. First kill in the round again. Spirit going to have to come back from a disadvantageous position, and, well, not been too good at doing that so far.
Deem is the player to worry about. He's been a havoc on this B site already, and can he continue as we see this push come in? Kabakan's got himself a greater headshot angle that Chopper just won't expect, though. He hasn't cleared it out. These players are still on the site. They haven't cleared out these 2 players that are so close to the pit, but Tony, he's going to have to drop back in. Finally goes to the re-peek, and the bomb making its way to the site. It's going to be attempted to plant it, but no. Kabakan says no, and Chopper returns. It's all going to be on Davkos now. 40 seconds on the clock. He has a pistol in his hand, an AWP on the back, and he's going to be running back into the site. He actually gets a lot of damage, though. Hutchie going to be put down to 24, pulls out the AWP, and now he goes for the first no-scope. Not going to connect. Pistol again. He needs to switch back to the AWP, though. They're both going to overwhelm him, and he's not going to be able to do anything. Hutchie takes him down, and 14 rounds. It is going to be gained from ALLIN. What has happened here to Team Spirit? We said they were going to pick up this map, and this has just absolutely fallen apart.
Well, the favourite. I'm still going to say the favourite, even after seeing all of this. Down. But the question is there potential to come back? That has to be the thing for them here. Composure is going to be key, but well, it doesn't seem like they have too much of it at this stage. It does seem that a couple of players are starting to make some mistakes. Now, we saw them with... I'm guessing you do get 2 tactical pauses.
Yeah, 1 per half, 30 seconds per half.
We did see them come in with 1 in the first, and it didn't make a difference. It has to be said, it made no difference. They lost the next couple of rounds.
I mean, they called it after a round win anyway, didn't they? So it wasn't really necessary, and I think that
they were up 8-4 at the time. Yeah.
That pause just helped out, to be honest. It just helped out ALLIN more, but maybe this time something will change, and I mean, it can't hurt to try, can it? They've been trying, but this half has been absolutely fruitless. I think, have they, was it 13-7 at one point or something?
Yeah,
I honestly think it was like 13-12-7.
They won quite a few. Yeah, they won quite a few rounds.
Oh, wait for him to hold tab here. Wait for... No, okay, we can't see. We will be going back into the game now. Obviously, this is going to be one of the most important rounds of the map. If ALLIN can take map point, it is also going to be match point for them to qualify to the major qualifier, and they are going to be heading very fast up into the connector area. Team Spirit are down on the pistols, and they are going to be seeing some fights straight off the bat. Chopper kicks things off, and Sopfit goes down.
Yeah, Chopper, the man of the moment. He has 104 ADR at the moment. Normally you can't tell that because you have to do the maths in between the two, but he actually has 104 both halves, so that's quite helpful. Thank you, Chopper, for making a nice basic statistic for me. I'm not going to try and work out how much Davkos has because that's maths and I don't do that. Either way, it is just going to be pistols, so the 15th round looking in a... You don't add them together.
Oh, no, I'm joking.
You have to find the difference.
I'm joking.
We'll be murdered to find another kill. That would be impressive. If that was his ADR, then okay. Well, I suppose all you have to do is divide that by 2, so I guess it is 71. But still, either way, Hootie is going to be looking for a frag. They're very spread out across the map at the moment, not going for anything over-aggressive, just trying to catch out these pistols. Of course, after finding the first couple of players, they can make an educated guess that that is all they will be fighting against, and that means there's no reason to go over-aggressive. They have the range, they have the utility, and they pretty much have everything in their favor at this point, other than maybe the side, I guess.
Yeah, but Dima, he may be able to catch out a rifle, and if he does, he could easily utilize that to take down some players, but unfortunately goes down. Coldie does get himself a couple of kills, though. Oh, no, that's just some BM. Chopper does take him down eventually, but now we can't count out Team Spirit. They do have Kabakan. If he pushes into the smoke, this could be massive. He's going to get the kill as well. Bomb gets dropped. 15 seconds left. There's just no time. He doesn't realize this last player's coming for the flank, but he gets him anyway. Kabakan, 14 rounds, all thanks to him, and that is just an absolute shame there from ALLIN.
Literally seconds between waiting a couple of seconds to plant that bomb for a teammate to be in support.
Or even moving towards the back of the site so he wouldn't be exposed towards that angle. But then again, he didn't really know Kabakhan was coming in from that lower position. He would have expected him more towards upper or CT. So
what a time to find those couple of kills. It is going to be the buyback up now. Team Spirit may have just saved themselves in this map. It will be a little bit of a hindrance for the T side. Of course, they are still 2 rounds away from getting themselves that major, or to that major qualifier. Obviously the biggest tournaments in Counter-Strike at the moment. Well, probably ever, but that's not the point. We will see nade thrown through. Not anything coming up just yet. Only a very small amount of damage. In fact, 3 overall. So not going to be singing home or writing home about that one. Singing home would be interesting.
Yeah, I've never heard that saying.
I suppose writing home's probably the saying that you want to hear about.
Angle though from Mir, this is interesting. You don't typically see that getting taken up, but he does have his teammate to support. Molotov goes down, but CT's just going to back off a little bit further, so not actually caught out with that one. Even if it was, there's Coldie right and ready to trade, so it's not going to be too bad. But the flash goes in, good timing from him, he gets a kill as well. Coldie supports, and now all in, they're going to start to crumble. Could this be the time Team Spirit come back in with a win? It's looking very likely. It's not over yet though. However, I would hedge my bets on this CT side, especially when you see fights like that do so much damage. Dima puts Chopper down to 6. He does get the kill in the meantime, but it's still going to be a 4 versus 3. And all in, running out of time.
And now we see JR. He's going to be the one pushing. Flashbang comes out. Coldie seems a little bit worried to take the pick, and JR will punish. 27 seconds left on the clock, and they have to make their move, and it's just going to have to be a straight push in as Davkos has found Cassandra in the meantime. It means it will be a 2v2 on the side, but Kabakhan, he steps up big again, finds the double to finish off the round, and it will be map point to Spirit. The momentum was not in their favor, but a little bit of heroics coming out from Kabakhan in the last couple of rounds has been enough to take them to this point.
That 1 versus 2, I'm still reeling from it. It's pretty much one on the map. If they actually pick this one up because of that, that could be phenomenal. But either way, they should have won this map far earlier on with the round difference that they did have. Yeah, it's not looking good for ALLIN. If they got that bomb plant, it would have been a very different story. But they're down on pistols, 4 of them in fact. A Deagle, 3 Tech 9s, an AK on Chopper. Good amount of utility at least, but this is just going to be such a shambles buy in comparison to the Spirits. They've got everything they could need here, and we are going to start to see a bit of engagements here as Sotvik and Tony. They are tagged up very early on, but still no kills going to be found.
An aggressive couple of pushes. They still have utility at least. Something to play with, and well, Chopper has a rifle, and that's probably the man you want to see with it in hand at this moment in time. 3 players currently over towards the A side. Means if they go for a quick play over towards B, they may be able to catch a couple of players off guard. We are looking at the push coming in. You see a lot of damage being done. Dima starting off strong. He's going to take quite a bit of damage himself. However, the rotation is making its way in. JR going to be taken down as well. This is looking like it may just be the map for Spirit now. There's a lot of damage coming in. There's only 2 players left to fight this one off. Stuck on the side. Cassandra, you are done. And Team Spirit, they cut it close. But they do manage to take the map.
I feel like they should have taken the map a good 10 rounds ago, but regardless, they do get it, as you said, and congratulations to them. Very, very close at the end of the day. We almost saw the comeback from ALLIN, but it's just not quite going to go their way, and we will be heading to Dust 2 as a 3rd map here in this best-of-3 series.
But they threw that away. They're ALLIN threw that away at the end.
I mean, you can't really... Honestly,
they lost a round to Pistols, the 14-14.
Yeah, but that 1v2, you can't really smash on them too much for that one. If you look at it,
I think they'll be doing it to themselves.
Right, so getting in that situation is a different story. But being in that 2v1, what could they have done differently?
I agree. I agree
the
with the 2v1.
The plant on the site needed to go down ASAP. If he planted towards. So he was hidden from short, which one, why would he do that? He'd be exposed to both upper and CT and graffiti and pit, which is like the worst idea in the world. But if he planted for short, he's only exposed to monster and short, so even less chance.
It's not so much the 2v1, it's just the fact that they lost the round to Pistols.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like they've thrown that away towards the end. Either way, they still have another opportunity to take this over the line. We are heading to D2, the Puggers versus Team Spirit, and we will see whether or not they can win this one, or if it will be Team Spirit making that comeback after the 1-0 deficit goes 1-1.